Hey ya folks, what you're looking at is a 3D rendering engine specifically designed to render SCP-173. Now I had a previous recording going over the progress of this little program, but that was too long and boring, so... Small window with a white screen, but ow my eyeballs, now it's a black screen. How many frames am I getting on this black screen? Let's find out. Those are some good frames alright. Too boring, let's put a red square in the middle here. Red's not my favorite color, so I changed it to blue. The second dimension is for losers, so let's turn it 3D. Now we have a blue cube, as well as a free camera to look at that cube at all angles. I can't see the blue cube good enough, so let's set a grid and an XYZ coordinate thing. And also, did I mention full screen? No I didn't, now I did. Here's the same thing, but zoomed out really far. Oh wait, I forgot, I had a little message in the top right that says running the super cool rendering engine by ThatJamGuy. This cube is too simple for my taste. Let's add a model. The model's not textured right, but there is a model now. Jump to an hour of struggling later, we now have it fully modeled and textured. Wait, did I say fully I'm sorry. We have a model of SCP-173 and a texture on it. Look how good he looks in there. Added the ability to turn on and off the debug stuff. You know, the grid, the gizmo, and this little player pause text in the top left. Jump forward by 5 hours. We have 173 sitting in a mostly fully textured containment chamber. I say mostly because that trash can is missing the logo. And here we are in modern day, where I also got it working on my laptop, because why not? Thank you for joining me on this informative journey through the progress of this little application specifically designed to render SCP-173 for some reason. Here, let me press F11 and put it in full screen for better view. Oh, and it killed OBS. Alright, anyway. This is our good pal SCP-173. And let's see. You can look around, you know, WASD, look around with the mouse, look around some more. Press F1 to toggle all the debug stuff. Look at my frames on the top left. Oh my god. I gave them normal mapping, but it's a little hard to tell if it's working because there is approximately 0 lighting. I even added these little 3D gizmos here that are blending in extremely well with the grid lines. Now I made this with C# and Raylib. You thought I was gonna say C++, didn't ya? Believe you me. I still have a little bit of sanity left in me, and as much as I hate myself, I don't hate myself enough to use C++ for this. C# is my comfort zone, and I prefer to stay in my comfort zone. Also, apologies if my mic is a little bit less good today. I have my AC running in the background, which might mess with the noise suppression just a little bit. And then we'll just press F11 to go back out. I'll have to fix OBS so it does screen stuff again, because yeah, you can see it's called the Revival Engine, despite the fact it has nothing to do with Containment Breach Revival. And that's not all. When you remove this thing, or when I remove this thing here, it involves all this other stuff that I was doing. It creates a room for him to stand in. And you might recognize it, it's the one from version 0.1 of Containment Breach, like the original. It's even got this door texture up here. The labels right here, the door's right there. This stuff isn't here. Hold on, give me a second and I'll put it in full screen again for something else I'm about to show. Now, here we are again in full screen. As you can see, it's not 4,000 frames a second anymore, but it's still a pretty respectable almost 300. I implemented proper bilinear filtering and texture bitmaps, which actually help the performance a lot and make it more visually appealing, so it's not a pixelated mess off in the distance. I threw this together in like 7 hours. I had a lot of fun making this though. Raylib is surprisingly simple and really nice to work with, so yeah. I will see you after the jump cut. So I might as well start from the top here. We have some variables up here that define the version number, which is used for something later, and the window width and height, which is just these values by default. It's pretty small, but it's all you really need. The world origin is set to be 000, so things know where to be placed. The camera is, you know, player camera. Immediately, we set these two variables false because these are used for later to show the debug stuff in real time. Initializing these things. The init window is what actually creates the window with the width and the height. This is where I use the version number variable because it sets the title to Revival Engine with a V and then adds the version number. And an audio device is not used really for anything, but handles audio if I ever add that. This is commented out. Basically what it does is it sets the target FPS to the refresh rate of the current monitor. So like my main monitor here would be 120 FPS, and then disable the cursor so you can look around without the mouse leaving the screen. This all sets up your camera. Now this bunch of stuff loads 2 models, which I have over here, and all of these textures, which are also over here in the file. This is where all the bitmaps are generated and then texture filtering is enabled for these textures. This is where the textures are applied to those models. And in here we update the camera to be free camera mode. Here's our extra key presses and stuff. Z I didn't demonstrate. Basically just points the camera at the world origin. F1, toggles debug. 2D and 3D are separate due to ordering reasons. F11 toggles borderless window, which is, nicer full screen. Now down here it begins drawing, which ends down here with end drawing. Immediately we set the background to black, and then we begin mode 3D, allows 3D stuff to happen with the specified camera. Here's where we draw our 2 models. Here's our if statement that handles the debug 3D stuff. Show debug 3D and show debug are 2D, they're different because of these begin 3D mode stuff. Begin 3D deals with 3D only. So I can only have this 3D thing here. And then here we end it, so that way 2D comes right after. And then we draw the FPS on the top left of the screen with an offset of 10 and then down 10. And then we just end drawing. Down here is where we unload all our stuff and close the audio device and close the window. And then down here are just the methods that handle the debug stuff. The debug for drawing the grid and the debug for the gizmos, as well as the player position, which is the only 2D debug right now. I don't know what this error is. What is this? Oh, I messed something up. What happened? What did I do? Oh, I accidentally put a 1 there. How'd that happen? Massive W if I do say it myself, huh, Peanut?